Contenders. I'm your host, Peg Young. How much do you know about your brains? Well, it's interesting to note that we use very little of our brains in life, but we can improve the efficiency of our usage by giving it a bit of an exercise. And a quiz is a great way to give ourselves a workout. Welcome to a great game. Let's welcome today's contenders onto our stage. Welcome. We have the Assa team, James Rankin and Waylon Sharp. So Assa is an exclamation in Korean, meaning it's a pleasurable thing, right?
Yes,
enjoyment.
Yes, and we are quite excited to be here as well.
It's great having you on our show.
Thank you.
And so tell us a bit about yourselves.
We are both English teachers from Suwon. In our free time, we study Korean together.
Okay, that's great. And how good are you at Korean now?
조금.
한국말 조금 해요.
You speak a little.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Good luck to you, Assa team. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Going against the Assa team, we have the Knights, Ben Wood and Luke Stoltzfus. Welcome. And why Knights?
The Knights were our college mascot. We went to college at Carleton in Minnesota. So with our mascot.
So you guys are from the States. And why are your shirts in Hebrew?
Luke was a religion major, and I'm Jewish, and it's the only Carlton shirt that I had.
It says Carleton.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it's left to right, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that way.
All right. Welcome, Knights team. Welcome, Assa. And good luck to all of you. Let's begin our quiz. And in our first section, we'll be giving you multiple choice questions. We have 10 in all. If you get 10 correct, we give you 50 bonus points. Hopefully, you'll both get 50 bonus points today. If you're not sure about a certain question, you can use chance, and we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices and give you a better chance at the correct answer. Assa, you get to choose first, Q, U, I, or Z.
We will choose Z.
All right, going with questions at Z, number 1. Of the following, what is something that you're allowed to do on April Fool's Day? 1, hit. 2, lie. 3, steal. 4, fire.
2, lie.
And what is the biggest April Fool's stunt you've ever pulled?
Everything's been pretty minor. I take kind of low-key approach.
Lots of duct tape.
Really? Yeah. Duct tape. That gives us so many possibilities.
Very thick tape on food in the fridge so that nobody can open it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And people love you for it, I suppose.
Great friends, lots of them.
All right, moving on to question number 2. Of the following, which is a public performance of music for an audience for pleasure? 1, practice. 2, concert. 3, rehearsal. 4, competition.
2, concert.
Question number 3. Of the following, which capital has the same name as its province? 1, Alberta. 2, Manitoba. 3, Ontario. 4, Quebec.
4, Quebec.
And since you guys are from Canada, you did a great job in picking questions at Z.
Thank you.
And we go to question 4. Of the following, which city hosted the first modern Olympics in 1896 and will host this year's Olympics as well? 1, Berlin. 2, London. 3, Beijing. 4, Athens.
4, Athens.
Question 5. Of the following, which novel by Pearl S. Buck is about a Chinese rice farmer? 1, 1,000 Acres. 2, Dragon's Teeth. 3, The Good Earth. 4, Graceland.
We'll use chance.
All right, we'll make things easy for you. Take away 2 of the incorrect choices. And final selection, please, Assa.
3, The Good Earth.
Very good. I take it wasn't one of your favorites?
No, not at all.
And moving on to question 6. Of the following, What is the original function of the Leaning Tower of Pisa? 1. Watchtower. 2. Lighthouse. 3. Observatory. 4. Bell tower.
3. Observatory.
Good guess, but it was actually a bell tower. And you end the section with 50 points on the board.
Right.
Knights, you're left with sets Q, U, and I. Which will you have?
We'll go with Q, please.
All right, question set Q. Number 1. Of the following, Arbor Day in Korea and the US is in which season? 1. Spring. 2. Summer. 3. Autumn. 4. Winter. You can use chance.
All right, we're going to go with our chance.
All right.
First question.
And we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices. It's a good start. Which will you have?
Maybe spring. 1. Spring.
It's good to see that you use chance. It's fine for you to begin. It's good that you've moved on to question number 2.
Right.
And generally, we do start planting things in the ground in the spring. And we go to question 2. Of the following, which animal fits into the blank? Quote, it is easier for a blank to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. 1. Tiger. 2. Camel. 3. Goat. 4. Elephant.
2. Camel.
Looks like your religious studies have paid off. We go to question 3. Of the following, which is not a TV series about aliens? 1. CSI. 2. Roswell. 3. Taken. 4. Third Rock from the Sun.
1. CSI.
Question number 4. Of the following, players from this country take up the most number of players on Pele's list of FIFA's 100 greatest living footballers. What is this country? 1. England. 2. Brazil. 3. France. 4. Italy.
Two, Brazil.
Good guess. Brazil has 15 in that list. France comes in second, as does Italy, with 14 people on that list. And if you get this question, you get to tie with your opponents. Question number 5. Of the following, all mammals do what? 1. Live on dry land. 2. Give direct birth. 3. The mothers provide milk for their young. 4. Have 4 legs.
Let's say give direct birth.
That's what I was thinking.
2. Give direct birth.
Actually, they provide milk. Mammalian, mammary gland. And, well, you end this section with 40 points. Assa, you are in the lead with 50 points. Congratulations. And now that you've gotten used to being under the lights, we get to see how well you guys work together as a team. We give you a list of 20 words in a pre-chosen category. You are given 100 seconds. We ask you do not use any words or phrases that we give you on the board unless it is in parentheses. Are you ready? All right, Assa, it's your turn first. And your pre-chosen category was birds.
Yes.
Birds because you don't like them or you like them?
I'm not too partial to birds, but it was a good category to pick, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Use it to fly.
Wing.
On the wing.
Feather.
Use it to eat with.
Beak.
Where they live.
Nest.
You eat it a lot. Starts with C.
Chicken.
What they have. What birds deliver.
Eggs.
Looney Tunes. Putty.
Tweety.
Yep. Whole. Music. R. And then redbreast.
Robin.
Music. Guitar.
Rocket Robin.
Tuxedo bird.
Penguin.
Fastest land bird.
Roadrunner.
Fastest land bird. Oh.
Ostrich.
Moving from north to south, starts with the M. North to south.
Migrate. Migration.
Yep.
Hummingbird.
Yep. They have a backbone.
Tail.
Starts with B.
V.
Spine. Spinal cord. Starts with B.
Spinal cord.
Spinal cord. Pass. Wile E. Coyote.
Roadrunner.
Yeah. Most common bird. S.
Sparrow.
Large wingspan.
Albatross.
Something brief.
Pelican.
Woody.
Woodpecker.
Pass.
Feathered.
Go.
I'm glad you got good use out of "you can do anything but share the words" on the board. We couldn't give you woodpecker because you used woody, which is the word. Okay. And you were almost getting there. Backbone, vertebrate.
Oh.
And you end the section with great 200 points on the board. Congratulations. And now, Knights, it is your turn. And you have the category Sports Hall of Famers.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite that comes to mind?
Let's see. Maybe Babe Ruth.
We'll see
Baseball
if he's on the list. Are you ready?
Ready.
Go.
Pass. Golfer A. A, same first name as the California governor.
Arnold Palmer.
Flew across a female pilot. A.
Amelia Earhart.
Yes. W, 76ers.
Will Chamberlain.
H, Braves.
Hank Aaron.
Pass. J, 49ers quarterback.
Joe Montana.
Pass. M, boxer. Most famous boxer in the world.
Ali. What's his name? Muhammad Ali.
Pass. B, Red Wings. Or B, Blackhawks.
Bobby Hall.
Yep. K, Lakers.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Pass. V, Packers coach. Or player and coach.
Vinny Testaverde? No.
No. Think big coach.
Vince Lombardi.
Yes. Pass. L, Yankees.
Lou Gehrig.
Yep. Female tennis player. Twins. S. S.
Serena Williams.
Yep. M. Penguins. Hockey. M. Very famous.
I don't remember. Pass.
Pass. Pass. Golfer A.
And Knights, you made it pretty clear which sports you prefer. Yeah. We didn't get quite to Annika Sorenstam, who is the golfer, and Maradona, who we began the list with, is a famous soccer player. You end the section with 150 points. Assa, you are in the lead with 210. And now let's welcome Mr. David Huang with the questions.
What's up, Linda? How are you?
All right, great.
All right, guys. I want to welcome you guys to our stage. I'm really happy, by the way, for the Knights team because of the Hebrew that's on their shirt. I don't know if you guys know, but I study theology, and I have to learn Hebrew, and to be able to read that sort of makes me actually pretty happy. So, and also I'm happy to see Assa, which is also a palindrome. It's spelled Assa frontwards and backwards, so a little bit of instruction for our friends back home.
We were looking for a Korean palindrome.
Is that right?
And this is the one that we found.
Is that right? Were you seriously looking for a palindrome?
I think he's joking.
Okay. Okay. I was all serious there. Anyways, welcome to our stage once again. This next section is a round of non-multiple choice questions. The first team to buzz in will get the first chance to answer. If that team gets it wrong, that chance will be given to the other team. Now, if you both get it wrong, we're going to help you out with a spelling hint. There's 15 questions in all. You have 30 points per question. questions and 5 seconds to answer each one. Got it?
And please wait for me to call out your team names before you share your answers with us. Let's have question number 1.
All right, question number 1 is about food. Eric Peoples has been awarded $20 million for the harm to his lungs he sustained while mixing butter oils in this factory. He claimed his injuries were linked to his exposure to the fumes from the oils. This is a kernel of a certain variety of corn, heated until...
Assa.
Popcorn?
Yep. Who knew that popcorn fumes or oil fumes could be toxic? And we move on to question 2.
Question number 2 is about architecture. China is rewriting its elementary school textbooks after its first astronaut came back to Earth and announced that this cannot be seen from space.
Assa.
Great Wall of China?
And moving on to question 3.
Moving on quickly to number 3, it's about trends. Media called India's this liberation's children and defined one as a young city or suburban resident between 15 and 25 years of age with a zip in their stride. This word follows the trend of previously coined words such as hippie and yuppie. What is this?
Assa.
Yippee?
Good guess. Knights, 5 seconds. Knights.
Zippy?
And Knights, were you familiar with the term?
No, just went with zip and instructor.
That was a good guess. But it has to do with modern clothing with zippers. So, and it's good to see you on the board. Nice team. And we move on to question number 4.
Number 4, zippity doodah. Here we go. Number 4 is about titles. According to recent research, Korean writers selected this as their favorite foreign novel. Do you remember the quote, "Mother died today," or perhaps it was yesterday, I don't know. This is Albert Camus's first novel published in 1942. What is the title of this?
Camus wrote this. Let's take a look. Knight.
The Plague?
Assa, 5 seconds. Think about the beginning quote. Let's take a look at the hint. And Knights.
The Stranger?
Yes. And Knights, you're catching up. 210 versus Assa's 270. Let's move on to question 5.
All right, question number 5 is about health. For generations, the Japanese have found no better way to relax than soaking in a bath. And now an economic upturn and worries about traveling abroad are encouraging even more to take the dip. This is a spring of water heated by geothermal energy. What is this?
Knights.
Hot Spring?
Yes. We would have also taken geyser or spa as the answer. Knights, you are quickly catching up. Just one correct answer separates you from Assa's lead. Let's move on to question number 6.
Back in California, by the way, I went to school there, and we went up in the mountains to hike one time, and there was a hot spring there. And to jump in the hot spring while you're outdoors underneath the stars, it was one of the most beautiful experiences I've had. So I highly recommend hot springs to anyone who hasn't tried yet. Anyway,
And there are many beautiful hot springs here in Korea.
really, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Actually, I should look
we're
into
very
it since
known
I
for it.
love it so much.
And let's move on to our next question.
All right, question number 6 is about animals. In the US, a 72-year-old woman was convicted of the felony of animal cruelty. She was charged for keeping 235 dogs in filthy conditions in her home. Prosecutors asked that she be barred from owning animals. Among the animals was this dog, a very small dog that has pointed ears and protruding eyes. What is this?
Assa.
Chihuahua?
Yep. And just the picture of it, 235 dogs anywhere kind of is, hard to deal with, but 235 dogs in one home.
Think of the Chihuahua.
The bottom of the food chain, right? And moving on to question 7.
Question number 7 is about investment. Last February, China's largest business-to-business e-commerce portal announced that it has received an investment of $82 million. This Chinese company, rival to online auction giant eBay Incorporated, was named after a character that appears in a story with 40 thieves. What is this?
Assa.
Aladdin?
Knights, 5 seconds. Knights.
Alibaba?
Yeah. It's Alibaba and the Four Kings. Knights, you're again separated by 1 question answered correctly, and we move on to question 8.
All right, tight game. Question number 8 is about person. On April 16th, 1999, this person announced his retirement as a player after 20 seasons in which he dominated the NHL, the National Hockey League.
Assa.
Wayne Gretzky.
And are you a huge Gretzky fan?
Yeah, he was the great one.
He was a great one, without a doubt.
Still remains?
Yes.
Now we move on to question 9.
Question number 9, biology. Drunk before bedtime, it is thought that the nighttime milk will boost levels of this, so the body sends a message to the brain to sleep. This is a naturally...
Assa.
Serotonin?
Knights, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
This is a naturally occurring hormone that controls the body clock and helps regulate sleep patterns by reducing the body temperature to levels necessary for a good night's sleep. What is this?
Knights, 5 seconds. Knights.
Dopamine?
Let's take a look at the hint. Knights.
Melatonin.
Yes. And once again, you're divided by 30 points, and we move on to question number 10.
Question number 10 is about countries. Here we go. Sports players Steve Waugh, John Landy, and Patrick Rafter. And actors Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman.
Assa.
Australia.
They've actually been moved into the Treasures, the National Trust Bank of Australia. And we move on to question 11.
Question 11 is about sports. Betting is illegal in India, but it's a booming industry. $500 million worth of bets were made on this World Cup final between India and Australia last year. This is an outdoor sport by 2 teams of 11 players.
Assa.
Cricket.
And Knights, it's all about the buzzer.
You gotta jump
in this
on that.
section. And we move on to question 12.
Question number 12 is about history. Negotiations to settle the sovereignty dispute between Argentina and Britain began in the mid-1960s at the UN. On April 2nd, 1982, Argentina invaded these islands of British...
Knights.
The Marshall Islands?
Assa, it is your chance to answer. He'll finish the question.
These islands, British dependency. Britain responded by sending in its armed forces to retake the islands.
Assa.
Falkland.
Yes, it is the Falkland Islands. And we move on to question number 13.
Question number 13 is about astronomy. Last month, astronomers were watching this small object as it made the closest approach to Earth of any space rock yet discovered. Called 2004 FH, it is estimated to be only 25 meters across. This is an irregularly shaped rock that orbits the sun. What is this?
Assa.
Asteroid?
Yes. Please.
Question 14 is about festivals. Angered by the axing of subsidies, the loyal custodians of Bavaria's proud Lederhosen tradition threatened to boycott the opening parade for this. From German, this word...
Assa.
Oktoberfest.
Yes. And already we've come to our last question.
All right, question 15 is about symbols. Recently, there was a criticism about an X mark only indicated on Palestinian workers' helmets in Israel because it reminded people of this, which was forced on Jews in the past. This is a symbol of...
Assa.
The Star of David.
Yes. And with that, Assa team, congratulations. You get to move on to the finals. Knights team, it was a close game for the most part. I think the toughest thing was the buzzer. You guys all knew the answers. You just had to get to the buzzer first. Knights, I know you have fans who are disappointed. What do you want to say?
We'd like to thank people at English Friends and Going Young who let us off for the day, Michelle and Mrs. O and Jenny and Sarah, and Leona who covered for us, and all our friends.
Goody CPA.
Goody CPA, yes.
All right, thank you very much for joining us today. And Assa, you will be going against our previous winners, the relative team. How do you feel?
Pretty good, I guess.
Lots of pressure. Lots of pressure.
They're pretty tough.
All right, we'll be right back after this with the Assa team. Let's welcome back the relative team. It's great to have you back, relative team, Kim Hyuna and Kim Young-jin. So this is your attempt at win number 4. And so I know your friends have been talking to you. How do you feel?
It's already fourth time on the TV, but it's always nervous at the backstage, but we'll do our best today.
Yeah, it always feels like the first time, right?
Yes.
Good luck to all of you, relative and Assa teams. Let's get on to our final section. In our final stage, we give you 5 categories of questions, 5 questions each. They are ranked in difficulty 10 to 50 points, and you can choose the next question if you get the first question correct. So, what are today's categories?
All right, today's categories are Days in April, War Quotes, Get Back, Long Lengths, and Politicians' Profiles.
All exciting categories.
Very exciting categories.
And I will choose Days in April, 10 points. On April 7, 1948, this agency of the United Nations came into existence. Its objective, as set out in its constitution, is the attainment by all peoples of the highest possible level of health. Relative.
UNESCO.
Assa, it is your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. Health is defined in its constitution as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. This is the United Nations Specialized Agency for Health. Which is it? Assa. 5 seconds. Assa?
WHO, the World Health Organization?
Yes. Relative, I knew you knew the answer. It's just, you had them, I don't know, mixed up in your head. But Assa, you get to choose.
Let's go Days in April, 20 points.
Days in April, staying with the category, 20 points. Large open spaces and modern architecture characterize this city. It is situated in a savanna at an elevation of about 1,000 meters and has a mild, dry climate. The government constructed the city on an undeveloped site to encourage settlement in the inland regions of Brazil. On April 21st, 1960, 3 years after construction of this city began, it replaced the crowded Rio de Janeiro. Relative.
Brasilia.
Yes, as the capital of Brazil. Known for its city planning and relative, you've got the lead, you get to choose.
Days in April for 30.
Days in April, 30 points. On April 12th, 1961, Vostok 1, using the radio name Cedar, lifted off for its 108-minute flight. This person was chosen to fly aboard Vostok 1 just 4 days before the launch date. During his one orbit around the Earth, he ate and drank, monitored the capsule systems, and evaluated his ability to observe features on the Earth. This Soviet cosmonaut was the first relative.
Yuri Gagarin.
Assa, it is your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. This Soviet cosmonaut was the first human to fly in space. Who is this? Assa, 5 seconds. Assa.
Yuri Gagarin? Gagarin?
Yes. Gagarin is his name. We're close. And Assa, you've got the lead, and you get to choose.
Let's go 40 points.
All right, Days in April, 40 points. This was discovered in 1898 in the pitchblende or uraninite of North Bohemia, where it occurs. On April 20th, 1900, Marie and Pierre Curie, Assa.
Uranium?
And relative, it is your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. Isolated this radioactive element by the electrolysis of a solution of pure chloride of this, employing a mercury cathode. She was awarded the 1911 Nobel Prize in Chemistry in recognition of her work in discovering polonium and this, and in isolating it. What is this? Relative.
Radium.
Yes. From the Latin radius, ray.
Actually, radium, although it's radioactive, it's very helpful because it's used in cancer radiotherapy, for your information.
And relative, you've got the lead and you get to choose.
50 points for Days in April.
Days in April, closing the category, 50 points. Starting as a student-led campus movement, initially observed on March 21st, this day has become a major educational and media event. Environmentalists use this day as an occasion to sum up. Assa.
Earth Day?
Yes. First observed internationally on April 22nd, 1960. And Assa, you've got the lead and you get to choose.
Politicians' profiles, 10 points.
Politicians' profiles, 10 points.
The elections in South Korea are just around the corner, and presidential elections have started their course in the US as well. Lenin said politics was about who could do what to whom. Today, much of the study of politics focuses on democracies and how their form affects the decisions they make. You can see why it is important to decide who you want to elect in a vote. Well, we're going to be talking about some politicians today, so are you ready? Last month, Vladimir Putin easily defeated his rivals, taking 71% of the vote in the presidential election. He rose from a relatively obscure position as a Soviet spy during the Cold War. An official biography by the Kremlin included a gap of 21 years, from 1975 to 1996. After graduating from law school in 1975, he began a 15-year career with this.
Relative.
The KGB.
Yes. Are you impressed with her buzzer speed?
Yes.
And relative, you get to choose.
Politicians' profiles for 20.
Politicians' profiles, 20 points.
Victor Hugo was heavily involved in politics, joining the French National Assembly in 1848 and working as a senator after his election in 1876. He devoted himself to politics, advocating social justice. But his voluminous works provided the single greatest impetus to the Romantic movement in France. While in exile, he published this novel.
Assa?
Les Miserables?
Yes. Jean Valjean is the man.
Love
and
that musical.
And Assa, you've got the lead. It's going back and forth between the two teams, and you get to choose.
Let's keep going, 30 points.
All right, politicians' profiles, 30 points.
After her marriage, this person became involved in Republican Party politics. She became the first woman in U.S. history to serve as chief of protocol from 1976 to 1977. She also held several diplomatic posts, serving as the U.S. ambassador to Ghana and Czechoslovakia. However, she was still the most popular and famous child star of all time. She was
Relative.
Shirley Temple Black.
Yes. Did you enjoy her child movies?
Yes.
It's very cute, right? And relative, you've got just 10 points upgrading you from Assa's lead, and you get to choose.
Politicians' profile for 40.
All right, politicians' profiles, 40 points.
By training, this person was an engineer. He joined the party at the height of the Cultural Revolution in 1964 when he was studying hydroelectric engineering at Tsinghua University in Beijing. His career is remarkable for his rapid ascent to power, attributed to his moderate views and careful attention not to offend or alienate his elder backers. He was elected President of the People's Republic of China on March 15, 2003. Who is this?
Elected President of the People's Republic of China. Assa.
Xin Huan.
Relative 5 seconds. Relative.
Deng Xiaoping.
One hint that is just going to give it all away. You have to give me his entire name now, not when and where, but 5 seconds, both teams. Assa.
Who?
Oh, a relative 5 seconds. Well, you were right with the who. Hu Jintao is the man we're looking for.
That was a good clue. I wanted to see what kind of clue you were going to give, but
And
well done.
why don't we go with long lengths for 10 points?
In 1811, the first steamboat on the Mississippi River, the New Orleans, ushered in the era of powered shipping. The Mississippi carries a greater volume of water than any other American river. This was a phrase used on the steamboats of the Mississippi River, which meant safe water or 2 fathoms deep. It was in
Relative.
Mark Twain.
Yes. Writer of Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn. Which one was your favorite?
Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, for some reason I like Huckleberry Finn better than Tom Sawyer too. And with that, you've tied the score at 110 points. And relative, you get to choose.
Let's try politician's profile for 50.
All right, going back to our category, politicians' profiles, 50 points.
One of 16 children, this person was born and raised in a grimy port village. His father was a bricklayer and his mother sold fish at markets. But his fairy tale rise from shoeshine boy to successful economist embodies the aspirations of many poor Peruvians. He is in touch with his Andean heritage. He was elected president of Peru in June 2001, narrowly defeating former President Alan Garcia. Who is this?
Relative.
Fujimori.
Assa, 5 seconds.
How about my hint? How about holy?
Assa.
Moly.
Relative, 5 seconds. Sorry. Actually, Assa.
Calibria?
Relative, 5 seconds. Looking for Toledo. Alejandro
Holy
Toledo.
Come on.
And while you remain tied at 110 points, let's go to Get Back. 10 points, please. The 1900 Summer Olympics in Paris featured a 200-meter race in this. It was the first regulated style other than freestyle from Assa.
Backstroke.
And you get to choose.
Let's go war quotes, 10 points.
War quotes, 10 points.
Excellent choice. I particularly liked studying this one. Anyway, for 10 points, do not let us speak of darker days. Let us rather speak of sterner days. These are not dark days. These are great days, the greatest days our country has ever lived. The speech on October 29, 1941 exemplifies this person's courage, decisiveness, political experience, and enormous vitality that enabled him to lead his country through World War II.
Assa?
Churchill?
Yes. And it's known as his never give up speech, a great order. And Assa, you're increasing your lead, you get to choose.
War quotes, 20.
War quotes, 20 points.
Attributed to Benito Mussolini is the quote, "Blood alone moves the wheels of history." After World War I, he served as the guiding force behind the new movement and became the founder of this. It comes from the Italian word which means union or league. This is a modern political ideology that was characterized...
Relative.
Fascism.
Yes. Relative, you've timed the score at 130 and you get to choose.
Long lengths for 20.
Long lengths, 20 points.
Originally the name of a plain in Greece, a marathon is a long-distance race. In 490 BC, a messenger ran from there to Athens bearing news of a victory against the Persians. When the modern Olympic Games were first held, the marathon was introduced as the participants were expected to run over a course supposedly equal in distance to the messenger's journey, about 35 kilometers. The present distance of a marathon was established at the 1948 Olympics in London, England. How long is it?
Assa.
44 kilometers?
Relative, 5 seconds. Relative.
43.5 kilometers.
We are looking for a very exact figure. I'll give Assa.
40 kilometers.
Relative, 5 seconds. Relative.
43.89.
No, well, I'm just going to give it to you. It's 42.195 kilometers, 26 miles, and 385 yards.
I bet you'll never forget those numbers now.
They've just forgotten them, right? And why don't we go with get back 20 points? Listen. Assa.
Backstreet Boys?
And Assa, I guess you're a big fan.
Huge, yeah.
Okay, are you kidding or are you serious?
I'm not sure.
I'm serious.
All right. And Assa, you get to choose.
War quotes, 30 points.
War quotes, 30 points.
As Canadian socialist Marshall McLuhan pointed out, Vietnam was the first to show the close relation between war and the media. This lost public support for the war as the full horror of conflict was beamed into people's homes. He wrote, "Blank brought the brutality of war into the comfort of the living room. Vietnam was lost in the living rooms of America, not on the battlefields of Vietnam." What is this word that fits into the blank?
Assa.
Television?
Yes. And we call it the first televised war, the Vietnam War. And Assa, you're increasing your lead. You get to choose.
War quotes, 40 points.
War quotes, 40 points.
From Henry V, William Shakespeare said, "We few, we happy few, we band of brothers, shall be my brother." Henry V was probably the greatest military leader that England ever had. His main interest was in gaining control over lands in France, lands that he sincerely believed to be his right. As a result, this region was in English hands in 1419. This is a region in northwestern France bordering on the English Channel.
Assa.
Normandy?
And in 1944, it was the location of the D-Day landings. And Assa, you get to choose.
War quotes, 50 points.
Closing the category, war quotes, 50 points.
Listen to the following 3 quotes and give us the word that commonly fits into the 3 blanks. Jimi Hendrix said, "When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know blank." Jonathan Larson Rent said, "The opposite of war is not blank, it's creation."
Relative.
Peace.
Yes. And relative, you're catching up. 180 versus Assa's lead of 220 points. You get to choose.
Get back for 30.
Get back 30 points. This is apparently from Mesopotamia, several thousand years back. The oldest confirmed near-modern version is the Persian game Nard. The older Roman variant, relative.
Backgammon.
And Caligula is famous for having cheated at tabula, the Roman form. And how did you know this? You're familiar with
Backgammon's
Nard?
the only game I know with the backgammon.
Yeah. Do you enjoy playing it though, at least?
Yeah, I
I
play
love
it.
backgammon. I don't know.
Really?
Have you guys ever played backgammon before? It is one of the greatest games in the world. I really believe. No, seriously, it's simple, but yet there's a lot of strategy involved. And then when you start betting with the little betting dice, it gets interesting. And you don't necessarily need to bet money. You can bet like food or anything else. Anyway,
desperately trying to make it PC at the last moment. Anyway, well, Yes, relative, you get to choose.
Get back for 40.
Get back, 40 points. Often this is done intentionally in order to control the dynamic behavior of a system. For example, the human body has a remarkable capacity for regulating its core temperature. Relative.
Backlash?
Assa, it is your chance to answer. I'll finish the question. Remarkable capacity for regulating its core temperature somewhere between 98 and 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a process whereby some proportion of the output signal of a system is passed to the input. Using this mechanism, a person can possibly control his own blood pressure and body temperature. What is this? Assa, 5 seconds. Assa.
Feedback?
Yes. And we use biofeedback to try to, control our bodies. And Assa, you get to choose.
Let's finish it. 50 points.
All right, get back 50 points. In the late 1960s, researchers captured a remarkable array of creaks, groans, and moans produced by whales. Recordings of the whale songs were soon selling out at music stores, and people around the world were debating the meaning of the haunting melodies. The discovery earned this whale a new nickname, Songster of the Sea. Relative.
Humpback?
Yes. And with that, once again, the score is even, 260. And relative, you get to choose.
Long lengths for 30.
Long length, 30 points.
Good game. Here we go, 30 points. Derived from an ancient Celtic unit, the league intended to represent roughly the distance a person could walk in an hour. 1 league usually equaled 3 miles. At sea, the league was most often equal to 3 nautical miles, which is 3.45 statute miles, exactly 5,556 meters. This is a novel by French writer Jules Verne.
Relative.
20,000 leagues under the sea.
And once again, the buzzer has it. And relative, you've got the lead and you get to choose.
Long lengths for 40.
Long lengths, 40 points.
In case you're wondering, a log line is called a rope by landlubbers. Sailors call it the stuff line used to tow the log behind the ship back in the old days. This came about because the divisions on the log line used to measure the speed of the ship were marked by strands of
Relative.
Knots.
And we've come to our last question.
Last question. Astronomers usually express distances to astronomical objects in this unit instead of light year. This is based on the method of the most ancient and standard method of determining stellar distances. The angle subtended at a star by the mean radius of the Earth's orbit around the Sun is called the parallax. This is equal to 19.2 trillion miles and is abbreviated PC. It stands for parallax of 1 arc second.
Relative.
Parsec.
Yes. It's the compound of parallax and second, and with that, very close game.
Great game.
But relative, you've won 4 times in a row. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
Assa, it was really tough to go against a very experienced team. You did a great job. It was very close. What do you want to say?
I'd like to thank Mr. Kim for letting me have the day off.
Yeah, same. I'd like to thank everyone at SLP Suwon, Mr. Hong and Thea.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. And relative, you've won yet again. Congratulations. So, how do you feel?
I can't believe this.
You better believe it. But you're feeling good?
Yeah, very good.
Mm-hmm. How are your chances, do you see yourself, of getting to 7?
I think it's going to be kind of difficult.
One game
they
at a
gave
time.
us, yeah, they gave us a run for our money.
All right,
Definitely.
well, congratulations again. And our relative team has won 4 in a row. We'll see what happens next week. Have a great week, everybody. Goodbye.